Hey there, thanks for checking out my channel. Pretty new to this. I'm not really trying to make this into a channel where I have a bunch of subscribers, just trying to share um, what's happened to me lately in my own ascension process and journey. Um, it's been pretty profound what Source Creator and the Ascended Masters and the Pleiadians and Arcturus and the Syrians have all been um, I guess you could say downloading. I don't know. I kind of feel like downloading sounds a little bit too much like artificial intelligence or like we're in a simulation, because I don't believe we're in a simulation. I believe that we are extensions of source energy, um, extensions of the prime creator, which you can say I am, or the source creator. We're extensions of the source creator, which you could say is my higher self. But that's besides the point. The point is that now the beings that are helping humanity to ascend, which Andrew Lawrence, who is a way shower, has alluded to, saying that it's outside of the human being's capacity. She posted an article on in5d.com regarding how it's like monumental, everything that's happening, um, as far as the synchronization, the serendipitous synchronicity of everything that's happening, and the Pleiadians and all the beings of light very much would prefer if humanity would not look at it as if we are less than them, or to look at it as if um, God is or the prime creator or me or source creator is more than humanity. They are us that came back through time to help us in this ascension journey, and it feels like some of the more powerful energies that have come in the past are beginning to ramp back up. I was in a really serious car accident in 2013, which was universally and numerically a 6 year, which it has significance in some way. Buddha has 6 letters, Yahweh has 6 letters. Anyways, that injury caused in my left shoulder a severe, my AC joint was separated from the humerus and the clavicle. And I have stated many times that we live in a universe, an ultraverse, a multiverse, whatever you want to call it, the cosmos, all that is made up of stars, suns, and great central suns, and black holes, and all that. But we are 99.999% empty space. And as you begin to ascend, there is this understanding, because light is information. The source creator is coming into my mind, or my higher self, and into my mind as I'm saying this in a vision. There's information that comes into the physical body that makes makes the understanding that we are actually made up of light. Because this shoulder, I had surgery on it. The humerus was separated from the clavicle, and all of this it felt fifth dimensional, because in 2016, which was universally and numerically a 9 year, there were times where I don't know if you might have heard of Abraham Hicks and the vortex. There were times where I was bifurcating on the fifth dimension, where my entire being was flooded with this information. You could call it information, you could call it ecstasy, you could call it bliss, whatever you want to call it, but it is information at the same time as it is ecstasy and bliss. And the information that was coming into my being recently in May, earlier today actually, and I think it's the 9th, was that this shoulder in the fifth dimension isn't injured. This shoulder is in perfect condition because we are actually empty space. This is a third dimensional injury, an injury that was incurred in the third dimension that I actually, you could say I manifested that death experience myself so that I could transcend it, because I died in that car accident. There's more to it, 8 broken ribs, 5 broken bones in my skull, a fractured vertebrae, and then the shoulder. But it was significant because when this light, this energy came into my shoulder, it was for about like 10-15 seconds. I felt this upgrade or this download or this spirit come and just sit in both of my shoulders. There was no injury there. My shoulder was completely healed, and I think it's foreshadowing, or it's alluding toward what the ascension process is. It's basically a process of a transformation of both the information that we need to take into our bodies to be able to put together peace on earth and all of these other elements that come together within our individual vortex and within our collective vortex that we collectively have the ability to experience together in the ascension. And of course, it just escalates from there into the heavens, where things that seem almost incomprehensible right now will become manifest, because we are the divine awaiting the perfect time to come to meet our self, which is the Pleiadians, which is Arcturus, which is Sirius. All of these facets of the multiverse, of the universe, of the cosmos are us, and we're going to meet them where we are, which is this process of ascension. It's not as though they're coming down to save us. It's as though we're coming to a point where we're meeting each other and realizing, I am them. They are me. They don't want to feel as though they are above us or above me or above any of us. It's brothers and sisters, the family of light. Renegades, systems busters on call in the multidimensional realms for altering systems of consciousness. And that's ultimately why I'm here. It's a process that it has been culminating and gestating, and the vortex is seriously primordial, primal, and primed for a very, very, very heavenly, mystical, magical experience beyond anything that can be presently imagined within the third dimensional perspective. But the third dimensional perspective is almost like it's being perceived that it's being purged, and I'm witnessing this purging and the perception of this purging of the third dimension as I'm walking. I'm going for a walk, and I'm feeling my heart chakra opening, this, you could call it this, the Anahata chakra really being open. And then I'm noticing the perception, the perceiver in the cars driving by me while I'm walking, and I can sense that they are feeling this energy, the way that they are interacting. They're looking at me and they're looking away. I can almost feel as though what's stirring in my heart is also stirring in their heart, which is this energy of the fifth dimension, or of heaven on earth, or of the ascension, and that it's coming to a culmination point of something that began, you could say, really took off for me. I'm talking about my personal experience. For me, of course, 2012 and 2013 was massive, but 2016 was when things became really, really, really profound. But anyways, the main point that I'm trying to make in this video is that if you have physical ailments, I know there's a lot of people dealing with suffering and pain and all of these things. To be honest, you could say that those are the energy. I don't really feel like they are so much. I don't want to say that people are wrong in saying that those are ascension symptoms, because sometimes they are. But I think that there comes a point in everyone's individual ascension process where their bodies have gone through enough of those, and that now they're going to start to really feel that shift into the light body. And that shift into the light body is not like, okay, I'm in the light body, I feel fucking fantastic. Excuse my language, but of course you're going to feel fantastic. But it's also information that you are going to be able to know, because it's your own body. You're going to be able to use that information, and then at that point that light comes into your body, and you have this higher perspective and this higher understanding. This is when the Pleiadians, who have made it clear that they're not going to do it for you. And I learned that in my own ascension process in 2016, where I was really, making just not going about it. I was watching. I forget the movie I was watching, but there was a quote where the guy said, "There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path." And I think that I knew the path, but I didn't know how to walk and know it at the same time. I didn't know how to translate that vibrationally, and I wasn't successful in the opportunities. So I just want to say, to anybody that is on this ascension journey, that there's a big opportunity coming for everyone that is in the ascension process to ascend very, very soon, and experience the fifth dimension. And it's unlike anything. I've dabbled in psychedelics and MDMA and all of that. Being in the fifth dimension is an ecstasy that when I felt it, when I've been the most in my light body, that I can, speak of the perception accurately. It was like I was just immersed in this energy of immortality, of enlightenment, of joy, of peace. And it was actually, speaking of MDMA, it was in a Narcotics Anonymous meeting, and my Pleiadian brothers and sisters, children, family, love, light that came to meet me in that meeting, they didn't come to do it for me. And that they've made that clear, that different entities will come in different capacities into your experience. This is to anyone in the ascension process, that there will be beings of light that will present themselves to you in your ascension process. This happened to me in a Narcotics Anonymous meeting, where I very clearly closed my eyes, and when I closed my eyes, I could see their souls, and at the same time I saw their souls, I could feel that I was in the light body and in my soul. And this energy was unlike anything I've ever experienced. And it was very clear also that this light body is information. And that's something to remember. They do not come to do it for you. They came to trigger me up and then have me move forward in the ascension process that I didn't move forward. I was too immersed and elated in that experience that I didn't have the I didn't have the initiative to move forward in the process when it came. But I can tell you, to anyone in the ascension process, to be ready for those beings to come forward, and also to know that you're going to have that light and that information that's going to feel like ecstasy and elation, and to not get too don't get too wrapped up, don't get too comfortable or overjoyed, or have an overabundance of a sense of well-being. Be on your toes and be ready to see, and they will prompt you, and there will be things that you wouldn't normally do, like close your eyes and look out with your eyes closed to see that they have they have souls that you can see that are made of pure light. You know, that's something that I wouldn't normally do, but that's something, if you've ever listened to Abraham Hicks and the vortex, which very much is another terminology and another way of interpreting the entire ascension